Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Neptune Conjunct the South Node in the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, if you have Neptune conjunct the South Node in the natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be a tremendous inspiration and idealism, which is Neptune, for doing things you are naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the South Node is in Aries, the things you're naturally proficient in can simply be expressing leadership prowess and ability, being pioneering, innovative. It could be doing something Aries related, whether it's speech pathology or physiology. It could be something with sports, maybe something connected with the military, or it could even be in carpentry, welding, surgery, as some examples. Now, also, too, there may be a natural built-in ability, which is the South Node, for poetry, dancing, photography, spirituality, or the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Now, if you have the conjunction in Sagittarius, as an example, this may be flavored with more exuberance, enthusiasm, expansiveness, and optimism, and even philosophy. Now, Neptune conjunct the South Node in a natal chart may also be expressed where at some point in time there may be a removal, which is the South Node, because the South Node is what we're going away from. It could be in some cases of a foot or toe, which is associated with Neptune, and there may be issues associated, with drugs or alcohol, the pineal gland, the lymphatic or immune system, which is Neptune, that you may need to get away from at some time. Now, going back to, the possible, this is very remote, but there's still a greater and slightly greater, propensity for this, considering you're talking about Neptune and the South Node being in a conjunction aspect where the energy can be very integrated. As far as the removal, possibly of a foot or toe, let's say, if the conjunction is in Scorpio, or if you say you have Neptune in Scorpio, it might be something that involves it's a deeper issue, or that involves more like X-rays or MRI imaging. Let's say if the conjunction is in Capricorn, it may occur more in underage or bone related. The conjunction in Aquarius may be more intermittent, sporadic, erratic, maybe nerve-related, as some examples. Now, if you have, as far as if there's issues with the feet or toes as an example, but, the thing is, another way Neptune conjunct the South Node may manifest in the natal chart is that Neptune-related people may have figured prominently in your past, which is the South Node. And Neptune-related people can cover a number of persons, whether it's people that are, could be formerly imprisoned people. Those are in less fortunate situations. It could be people in a Neptune field or professions such as dancing, poetry, photography, chemistry, anesthesiology, spirituality, or metaphysical, which includes astrology. Now, if the South Node is in Taurus, as an example, the past, may be tied in, with a lot of, money-making ventures. It could be doing something, associated with, you may have been involved with geology or carpet laying or working in stocks. accumulating possessions, resources, as some examples. And also, to another way this aspect may manifest in a natal chart is there may be much inspiration, which is Neptune, in expressing the overdeveloped and redundant qualities, which is the South Node. Now, if the South Node is in Virgo, as an example, overdeveloped and redundant qualities, maybe very strong analytical ability, but it could be over-analysis, such as seeing the Dwad within the Dwad in an astrological placement. Now, another thing too, say if the South Node is in Libra, as another example, it could be, doing something, where you're just balancing things to the point, being fair to the point of exactness or exactitude, where it doesn't, where it can be, something like that can be very, redundant, compromising for the sake of compromising. South Node in Aquarius can be just simply about being unique for the sake of being different, or doing things in an unorthodox manner just for the sake of doing it that way, just to, as a need, just to be so, unique and be distinct, from others. So it's like, those are somewhat, some examples. Now, also to Neptune conjunct the South Node in the natal chart may also be expressed in, you may feel, addicted to some degree, which is Neptune, to that energy, to the South Node, the overdeveloped and redundant qualities connected with it. If you have, the South Node in Gemini, as an example, the overdeveloped, redundant qualities may be, simply be about, variety, for the sake of variety, just wanting to constantly, express versatility, just to constantly learn, something new for the sake of doing it, or, talking for, communicating just for the sake of doing it, even if you're having trouble, finding, figuring out what you need to say, or I don't have anything to talk about, really. So, the thing about, this aspect too, is that, if you believe in, past life energy, the South Node has a connection with past lives in astrology. If you believe this, you may have been somebody that was associated with spirituality or the metaphysical, or it could be some other, in a past life, or something or another, or somebody else that had a connection with something Neptune related, such as a chemist or somebody that worked in paranormal, or photographer, as some examples. Now, the thing is, if the conjunction, is in Scorpio, that may have been done, with more, emotional intensity, resourcefulness, passion, and desire, as an example. And also to Neptune conjunct the South Node in a natal chart may also indicate that there may, be much relaxation and isolation, which is Neptune, in that first half of one's life, which is the South Node. But it could also indicate that there is going to be some need, to get away, from that way of being, when you get into that, North Node period, which is generally about, age 30, 35, and after. So the thing is, if the conjunction is in Aquarius, as an example, isolation may be tied in, in terms of just, retreating from society, in general, and maybe avoiding, groups, clubs, organizations. Also, too, there may be much sacrifice as well, which is Neptune, during the first half of life, which is the South Node. Now, if the South Node, is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, that sacrifice, you may sacrifice much for home, family, members, people you're close to home with. It could be flavored with more, dedication, devotion, tenacity, and care. Also, two hidden adversaries, which is Neptune, may have more, of an effect, on you, figure more prominently in that, that first half of life, which is the South Node. And If, let's say, for example, if Neptune is in Capricorn, one or more hidden adversaries may actually be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are very serious, disciplined, structured, consistent, have good powers of concentration. Might be people that are very career-oriented and ambitious, but could also be very cold, callous, and undemonstrative as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.